I'm Stacy Gordon. Welcome to That's My Jam. So the other day I was at Kroger and they had buy one get one free pork tenderloin. Naturally, I picked up a couple, but I thought, what can I do that's a little bit different from what I usually do? Now let's start out with that tenderloin. I'm just going to tell you what I did. I placed it in the crock pot with no water whatsoever, just some salt and pepper, and I turned it on low heat. I went to run some errands, came home about 6 hours later, and it was ready. Now, what to put on that? I really wanted to do something that was a little bit different than what I always do. So I poked around online for a little while and found a recipe that I think is going to be absolutely perfect. Today we're going to make a cherry balsamic barbecue sauce. Let's get started. I'm going to start out by dicing up one sweet onion. It's Vidalia season, y'all, so that's what I'm going to use. My onions chopped up, we're going to set that aside for just a minute. Next, I'm going to be pulling out a large saucepan. I'll get that on some medium-high heat and add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Once our oil starts to heat, I'm going to add that chopped onion. We're going to let that onion saute for about 5 minutes. We're going to need 16 ounces of dark sweet cherries. I'm going to be using frozen cherries, but you can use fresh if you like. Just make sure to take off the stems and pit the cherries. Of course, I want to make sure that the cherries are completely thawed out. In doing so, they've created a pretty good amount of syrup. Since this is a sauce, I'm going to leave that syrup in. You just can't have too much nice cherry flavor. After about 5 minutes, my onions are translucent, and I'm going to add the equivalent of about 2 cloves of minced garlic. We're going to leave that on about another minute. Now I'm ready to add my cherries. To that, we'll add 1 cup ketchup, 2/3 cup light brown sugar, 1/3 cup balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon Worcestershire sauce, 2 teaspoons ground mustard, and 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. We're going to stir this up, let the mixture come to a boil, and then we're going to reduce the heat down to a medium and let this simmer for about 10 minutes. If you're enjoying today's video, now's the perfect time to go tap the like button for me. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. After 10 minutes of simmering, we're going to remove this from the heat. Before we move on to the next step, I want to let this cool down for just about 5 minutes. After just a few minutes of cooling down, we're ready for the next step. I'm going to transfer this mixture to my food processor. Be really careful because even though this has been sitting for a few minutes, it's still crazy hot. We'll get this on the base, we'll put on the lid, and then we're going to turn this on just long enough to get those cherries well blended. After that, I'm going to put this back into my saucepan and we're going to let it simmer for about another 10 minutes. Medium heat. Now I'm ready for some slices of that pork tenderloin. It's so tender, it's just falling apart, and that's okay. I've got some nice pieces of pork sliced up here. Let's add our barbecue sauce. This looks and smells amazing. Let's give it a taste. This exceeded my expectations. I think using the frozen cherries that created that nice natural syrup just gave this the best strong cherry flavor. Also, you've got that wonderful balsamic flavor, a little bit of onion. Guys, this is a delicious sauce. This cherry balsamic barbecue sauce is the perfect option for any kind of pork or chicken. Just place any leftovers in a jar with a lid, refrigerate, and enjoy. I truly hope you have a fantastic week ahead. I'm going to see you again real soon. In the meantime, turn off the TV, turn on some music, and just keep jamming.